Good day, my respect for our podcast viewers. This is your girl Ubalungile Mkize, and as we highlight Ima Respect and surroundings, Ima Respect wouldn't be Ima Respect without its political landscape and leadership in the city. Not only for Ipitamarisburg, but for the whole province, as we know, EKZN. So EKZN is known for what? It's deep in cultural and principled under a great leadership of the ANC. We can have different perspective in terms of that, we know, but then yes, we still have them in leadership, and we would like to know how they are handling the pressure of some say with division, I would say some disagreement. We're not in political landscape yet. It's August, known for Women's Month. Women's Month, as we know it, is celebrated across the country in terms of celebrating women in different aspects of industries or sectors. From umama ochalayo emakaya in the rural areas to mama in leadership, in political leadership, not only in leadership but in blue chip companies. Women are leading all across the spectrum. But we have challenges. We have achievements. But umama who's gonna help me in that aspect to discuss or unpack this discussion of women disadvantages and advantages. Umama who speak out from Umsunduzi municipality. Sawona. Ninjani. I am so honored to be with you here and be able to have the power to be able to speak to you in leadership. That wasn't done by me, that was done by your generation. To come into municipality office, to speak to the leadership, it wasn't me. It's like a birthright. Back in 1956. So in introduction, and just an introduction into 1956.
Thank you very much, Daniel, and greetings to your viewers and your listeners. As it has been alluded to, I'm Umama Majola, the councillor at Sondozi Municipality, who has the responsibility of being a speaker from 2019 to date. And maybe as an introduction, I would like to start first by introducing myself. As I indicated, I'm Umama Uyunis Nomakuku Majola, a married woman with 3 children. Unfortunately now I'm left with 1, with grandchildren of course. But first of all, I have to appreciate the opportunity that you are giving me now, and I'm very much humbled. I'm a professional nurse by profession. I was trained as a staff nurse at Church of Scotland in Tugela Ferry in 1982. And I've served in a number of structures, especially political structures. You indicated the issue of 1956. Unfortunately, I was 1 year by the time. Even less than that, because I was born in 1955 December. If you count now in months, it's like 4 months or 5 months. But the contribution of the leadership in that day, in that year, it's amazing. It opened many doors for us. To be here myself, it's through those women who contributed in the struggle, who said enough is enough. We've got our own challenges right now, but the challenges that they faced by that time are the challenges that indicated that those women were strong enough to face the situations of those times. Maybe I have to start by introducing myself, as I said earlier on, getting into how do I find myself in politics. Because with the situations and circumstances, you find yourself that no, I want to get into this space because I want to make change. So I started in 1999 to be active, but with my membership being passive and being there, I acknowledge that. But being active, I started in 1999 as I said, I was a nurse and I joined the union that was organizing in the sector in a how that is a National Education and Allied Workers Union in 1999, where we were faced with workers' challenges in the workplace. So I said, no, I have to get into this space for me to make a contribution to change the status quo by the time. So I joined the union in 1999. Same time, because of, I'm humbled, I said I'm humbled, I'm not boasting, I'm not doing anything. But because of the eagerness and the enthusiasm, they felt people whom I was with by the time I had to be a chairperson of a branch in that institution. So I became a chairperson of NEHAU in 1999 to 2003. With our branches to being in the institutions. Yes. I was working at Imbalete Clinic by the time. I became a chairperson of NEHAU, and I became secretary, not secretary, treasurer, Gakosatu, whilst I was a chairperson of NEHAU. So simultaneously, I was serving at Kosatu, this site, and also being a chairperson with NEHAU. And I moved to a province. I became a deputy chairperson of the province in 2007 to 2008. And from there, I was elected to chairperson of province, NEHAU, from 2008 to 2010. When you are a chairperson or secretary of the affiliate with COSATU as a federation, you become a PEC member. So it means the PEC of the federation is constituted by chairperson, secretary, deputy chairperson, treasurer, and deputy secretary. And the members of the committee are the chairpersons and secretaries of the affiliates. Yes. So by that I became a PEC member of COSAT.
My viewers, this young lady here is not new into leadership. She is definitely not new into the leadership. Have you heard? But I'm inspired by hearing that she started off a professional nurse. I think I know where she got it from. Oh, Mama Winnie. And she had a huge influence in that, I guess. And look at her today. I say young because, yeah, she is young still. So, while ngizokunqamula nje ulimi siqhubeka ngeconversation yethu. Ngisacela ukuthi sibheke kwi-inkinga esibhekene nazo njengabantu besifazane. The leadership position. Even then, some of the rights that we have today are bengekho, but how did you deal with challenges of being a woman in I think back in the day it was male-dominated industry for, political party. How did you handle that?
Yeah, thank you very much with that question. I think it's a question that is now in the public domain. That we as women, we are still struggling with the issue of patriarchy in every aspect of life. Fortunately, you talk to me now on Sunday, last Sunday, we had a seminar where we were discussing these issues organized by my political party, ANC. So where we were looking at the different aspects of women involved in leadership. You can be in politics. What are the challenges that are the female participants in those sectors are experiencing? You can go to business, you can go to religion, you go everywhere. Everywhere there are challenges. We understand our government has broken some walls where we were very much closed out because of being women. So we know government but we are still experiencing some resistance from our counterparts, male partners or members. Because if you feel this is my space and there's nobody who must
supposed
to be here.
Yeah.
But as women, we are saying we are here and we are going to claim our space. Whether we are in politics, whether we are in business, but we are going to claim our space. And we are encouraging young upcoming women to utilize what we have already done with what is happening in whatever space. As I'm saying, we are in politics. There are challenges. Believe me, there are challenges where you find yourself having capacity of leading or having capacity of occupying a certain position. But because you are a woman, you cannot occupy that position being judged that you are a woman. You do not have capacity because you are a woman. If you say you do not have capacity because of a woman, how do we justify that a man can occupy that space because he is a man? Because what we are fighting for is that we occupy our space, but with the capacity that is necessary. Because we do not just to go there because I'm a woman, I'm wearing a skirt, but I have to be capacitated. I have to have capacity to be in that position and make change. Because what we want to do is to occupy these positions and make change and uplift other women. Because coming to this position and just enjoy being in the position, not doing anything, it doesn't help us.
It doesn't. So in terms of ensuring that people hold this environment or leadership positions, or any environment in this case, experience and skills-wise, how do you then ensure that bangena with ama-skills adingakalayo? I like what the new premier yes. But she said the financial department or the Minister of Finance is helped by an accountant. So that I applaud, because this person knows exactly what they will be doing. So how do we then ensure that labantu bangena to these positions to bangena with expertise that are needed to run the organization, whether it's an institution, or how do we then assist?
That's what I'm saying, is that we mustn't be happy to say we have elected or we have appointed a female person to lead a certain ministry, if I can say so, or we have elected a female councillor to lead Umkhandlu, to be a speaker. But we have to look at the capacity.
Yeah.
We have to look at expertise that he is coming or she is coming with for that position to do it justice to it. Because she must do it justice to the position itself, for her to service other people. Because if you can say, no, we are looking at quota, we want 50-50, we want 50% women, 50%, and we do not have the capacity. That is a problem itself. We say, if we look at this position, we have to look at the skills. We have to look at our qualifications. We have to look at experience. And then we say, now we've got a very good leader, a female leader in this case, in this position.
Definitely. So, from that leadership, let's take it back to the ground level. What are the policy framework in assisting young girl child to ensure that we have great leaders tomorrow? What are the framework, what are the policies in place to develop those skills for those young girl child?
Yeah, I must say, with the policies, it depends with the leadership in that particular time. With us being here, we have to develop policies that will allow future leaders to grow. Because we know for sure that we are in these positions today, but tomorrow there should be other leadership that will occupy these positions. So without us developing these youngsters, developing the younger generation, it will create a vacuum when we leave. We do not say we are perfect,
yes,
but if we groom other leaders that come after us, and with the policies that we have, like bring a girl child to work, those policies will help for women to grow. Because if those policies are utilized correctly, the girl child will come to the work and experience what is happening in the environment. And then from there, come time when she is coming to be in those positions, she is well groomed. She is occupying the position, knowing very well what is expected of her to do.
Definitely. So, we must to be focused on Umsunduzi specifically. Where can one find the program for the girl child?
Unfortunately, I'm saying last Sunday we had a program. We identified that policy has not been revived. So we have to revive that policy and make it work with every department, with every municipality. By now, I'm sure we need to look at that and go back. Believe me, I know it was working previously, but now it's not in operation, but we have to go back and revive it.
Yeah. So, my viewers, promising that she will revive that policy to make sure that our young girls are groomed correctly and are skilled and prepared to be part and parcel of participation in the economy, in leadership, and so forth. IKZN or Msunduzi is surrounded by rural areas, a lot of rural areas. So, in rural areas is that indlela zokuhamba ziba inkinga sometimes. But then, is there a program for umuntu wesifazana midwives? Is there a program for midwives? Or that will assist in terms of while we waiting, let's call midwife Umamdlamini somewhere to come and assist us in giving birth to umama Tizen.
Yeah. Maybe we have to look at it this way. As in Sunduzi municipality, we've got a responsibility of giving services to rural areas as well as urban areas. So every area in the rural area should be accessible to health facilities. I know, as I indicated, that I'm from a health background, that in our time of work, there was a nurse that was dedicated for assessing homesteads and find out what are the challenges. Who was she is still there, the community health nurse. But I think with other developments, with the introduction of CCGs and stuff, they are now confined to facilities. They do not go out to homestead and home visits. I'm not sure with the activities of different health institutions, but I know for sure that during our time, community health nurses were going around and find out who needs health service. When they identify that there is a woman who is about to give birth, they refer that immediately to the hospital or healthcare center. We think as a municipality right now, we have to make our roads, our services to be accessible by our communities, to make it free and easy to access our health institutions timelessly before any damage or any problem is started. Yes.
No, I hear that. We are in a digital world. And I believe we are in the urban area. We much see access in terms of we learn a lot and then we have a lot of access to it. What are the programs that we can look forward to as a developer or a uplifter, women in the townships, being in the rural area within the municipality buses in terms of getting to understand the digital world?
Yeah, being in fourth industrial revolution,
yes.
we are very much compelled by the municipality to make sure that everybody, not only women, to access the technology. We are in programs. We've got programs and projects within the municipality in electricity department with other stakeholders, of course, outside the municipality to develop our city to be whatever you can call it. but to be in that level.
Yes.
So that the technology that is used now is beneficiary to everyone in the city. We know with different cities, different metropolitan municipalities that we need to be on par with other municipalities. Everything now is going paperless.
Yes.
So we have to be not left alone or left behind with other stakeholders. We need to make our municipality to be technology friendly to everybody.
When can we look forward to a free Wi-Fi city?
We are moving to that, but we are not yet there.
Well, anything that I would like to applaud about this financing is the e-camera system. I was working in downtown somewhere, and someone who's monitoring the camera system ubekhuza umama who's a vendor ubeme iphevu yama pedestrians. I was like, what? I have to applaud that. You know, you come across those things, I'm like, wow, I'm actually safe. You know, as women, we hardly safe. But then I really have to say I felt safe after hearing that, okay, they can see us, so they can actually see the incidents happening, you know. So I'm very proud of my city with that. So I think I will be.
With that, I have to get in. Yeah, we are working closely and together with Safe City. There is an organization that we are in partnership with. Safe City, we deployed our security there, we deploy other stakeholders to be there to monitor the city. Where whatever that happens in the city, they watch and they tell people what is happening. At times they say, hey mama, hey, now bazothatha isikhwama sakho.
Yes.
Kunofana useduze kwakho ogqoke isikipha esiyelo. Mbheke ufuna ukuthatha isikhwama sakho.
I remember, even not this year, like I think it was a few years back when I saw the first introduction and when they caught this guy who was ube snatcher ibag yamabili. Bamthola.
Yeah, it's a service that helps us a lot because it's even helped us in dealing with e-waste within the city. Because somebody who is throwing anything anyhow, they call him. Tata those things, it's not the day or the time of removing garbage. You'll take that garbage on such and such a date. You know, it helps us because some of the people just throw anyhow and eat dolobali to the and
it's not a good thing. As we about to wrap, so what other partnerships? What other government, private sector, what is it called? Private partnership, yes, public partnership. Any now, ogawabala nje angasiza within project or besifazane or emsebenzisana nawo mayelana nama-project are only focused on women. Good day again, Sisano Mama again. This is part 2. Where we talk about our partnerships that are with municipalities that assist in terms of women projects. Could it be gender-based? Could it be develop education? Could it be health and so forth? So yes, ma, we what the other organization in partnership now in terms of assisting our communities.
Okay. As I was saying that we've got a number of them. As much as I won't remember them by head now, But I know we've got Love Life, of which we work closely with them. We work with different schools in dealing with gender-based issues, especially gender-based violence. We work with our departments, different departments like your arts and culture. We work with education as well as or health, or in dealing with the issues that you raised, teenage pregnancies, all those issues. We've got a number of partners or organizations that we work with, but some of them, as much as we cannot keep their record, they come as and when they've got a project that they are going to present to us, and then they help us. They ask us to help them execute that program. So when they come, we look at the budget, if there is a budget. If there is no budget, or the project or the program doesn't need a budget, we just work with them in order to teach or educate our communities about certain issues or certain matters that pertain to women.
Yeah, I can agree to that. We recently hosted the KZN Annual Economic and Enterprise Development. So that was a partnership, not a financial partnership, but then they did offer some of the services to us to host this event. So I can recommend them in terms of that. It was a very successful event as well. In terms of yazi inkinga esibhekana nayo as young girls, child-headed families. Fanele ukuthi ngiye esikolweni, I'm still a child. Do you have a program as assist such families?
Yeah, as municipality, we've got a number of programs that look at challenges that affect communities. You'll remember that this office in particular is a public participation office that need to go to the communities and identify challenges in the communities. So a child-headed households is one of our challenges that we have identified, and we are working on those programs, that how do we assist and deal with those issues. We've got with public participation, as I'm saying, we've got about committees. Among the members of the ward committees, because each ward committee has 10 committee members with different portfolios. One of those members is tasked to look at issues beginning about besifazane, people living with disabilities, health, child-headed households, all those issues. So they are dedicated to that ward committee member. So it means there is somebody who is responsible for identifying those households, and also we look at the programs, how to help and assist. Because we do not say, because other child-headed households, we have got all answers. Because with a child-headed household, there is a number of challenges that are embedded in that house. You've got the child that needs to go to school, as you say. There is a child that needs financial muscle. The child that has to look after these children. She must go to school, but at the same time, there are people that she has to look after. So those are the things that we have to look at. And we have to link those with our social workers, because they have to intervene and make whatever intervention that they must do. But as the municipality, we've got a responsibility of identifying those households and assist where we can assist. If it is beyond our control, we need to refer them to the responsible department.
Definitely. Yeah. No, iyazwakala kakhulu ilokhunjana imbono le ekhona kamasipala ukuthi so mengabe ukuthi sometimes yazi siba nenkinga yani wema as a community member myself ukuthi you get to be sent from pillar to post. Amaphi amalokhunjana mhlombe indlela enzama ukwenza ngayo ukuthi abantu kube khona a one stop shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where it's easier. Mangaputi, I lodge my complaint, it gets to be sent to everyone. And then at the same time.
With the response.
Yes.
Yeah. Fortunately, with the current government, there is a structure that is called war room.
Okay.
For each and every ward, they need to have that structure. That structure is having a chairperson and the whole executive, and ward councillor is the champion of that structure. That structure needs to sit at least once a month, where every department is part of that forum. You can think of SAPS, education, health, not the Department of Municipality, but the Department of government department. So every department should be in that forum, so that if the community member comes with a problem, he states his problem, so the relevant department in that meeting picks up that this problem belongs to my department. I have to deal with this problem. If it's an education department, the department must take over. If it's health problem, the Department of Health must take over and work on that problem and then give the response or act, because in most cases we do not want responses. We want action. We want action. So they must act and come back next meeting and tell us we have done 1, 2, 3 with the problem that was raised. So that should be in a normal situation of the war room. That should be the situation. But we know there are war rooms that are not functional, where now community members find themselves experiencing some challenges. Because if these war rooms are functional, all those challenges should be addressed in that. But
where they said ukuthi behlangene khona kwi-ward le eyami, I felt ukuthi maybe it should be in a bigger space where communities are invited, because I felt that the war room was only about the leadership, the different departments. It was okay, sibhekene nenkinga 1, 2 and 3, or does someone come with a list ukuthi sibhekene nenkinga 1, 2 and 3. I believe ukuthi mhlawumbe ngendlela ebeka ngayo ukuthi fanele ukuthi ibe within a bigger space where community members basho ukuthi inenkinga 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, in a ideal situation, it should be like that. Every community member must come to a war room. Hence, we are talking of a bigger space. But other mechanism maybe that can be used is to use CCGs to go to the communities and find the challenges and come back with those challenges to the war rooms. But the community members are allowed to be in part of those war rooms.
Niyezwa-ke umphakathi wasemsunduzi ukuthi you are welcome in those war room. Find out from your counselor ukuthi izoba nini. In closing, women and finance. How do we educate women ngama finances?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'll be a right person to talk about this because I'm a culprit myself. When you go to town, you buy this, you didn't budget, but you buy. But in honestly, there's note, as women, I think we need to educate ourselves in managing our finances.
Yeah.
I'll always refer to the meeting that we had on Sunday. One of our elements that we looked at the politics, businesses, finances, because as women we know, as much as we are buying loosely, but we are managers of our homes.
Definitely.
We need to get everything in order. We must know everything is there. Unfortunately, that comes the situation of coming to our finances and also not to manage our finances properly. But we have to get into a situation where, as women, teach each other, find some seminars and workshops where we educate ourselves how to manage our finances. Because you can complain that earning very little, but with the little that you earn, you can save, you can make difference. But if you manage your finances correctly, we need to prioritize maybe our seminars and workshops and invite financial experts to educate us with our finances.
Can I volunteer? Can I volunteer to host a workshop in partnership with e-office last week?
Definitely you can.
I hope you
if it doesn't want municipal money,
it's free.
Definitely
We just need a venue nje sobiza bonke labantu. Khulume ngeimali ngoba ingeke imali ngempela ayilaba ama-coverage. So ayisibonge kakhulu ma for joining us and giving us this opportunity to speak to you in this very important matter that affects our society and the world at large. Inkinga zabantu besifazana and obviously development yabo and how far the municipality has gone to assist in that aspect, and then number programs that are in line to assist ngingathanda ukuthi not isolating the male gender is that ukuthi there could be some sort of program where we teach young boys about women.
Yes.
Because these young boys are going to be someone's wives, leaders of this country. Ezofundisa specifically about women and how to be part and be part of a community to avoid inkinga lezi esibhekena nazo it's a whole violence against women. We've seen on social media, we've read on papers, we've seen on TV how we are affected by ezenzo ezenziwa our counterparts, the male species. Not all of them, but yeah.
Yeah, it is very much important, that one, because at times we focus on women, educating women about gender-based violence, of which that is not caused by them. We need to educate those who are the culprits. Just to educate a boy child about the importance of a woman, the importance of respecting a woman. So I think that can go a long way. We start them while they are still young, teach them that even at home, if he looks at his sister, he respects him. Whether it's a big sister or a small sister, but being a woman, he must respect that. So maybe if we can change, even us, change our mentality of looking things, that we focus more on female than the man, and preach the gospel to those who, in most cases, they do not need, but we forget those who really need the education.
So this was a mouthful. That was a very mouthful.
But before you close, because I know you are now about to close, I'm looking at these programs that you are doing. I'm very much skeptical of confining them to August. I wish we have programs that will extend to the whole year, and then we focus in doing as a dealer with appreciating our women, educating our women, growing our women, so that we know that we are really genuine with what we are saying. Because if we target August, and then after that we just and then we do not even follow up what we done last August, whether it has materialized or not, and then we start new programs again. Accountability, who was given which task, and what was that task being executed, we don't care. But we will wait for next August for other programs to start. So if we maybe have continuous programs starting from January to December, of course we are going to be more focal or when it's August. But we have these programs continuing. I'm sure that we can have.
I think we can. You know what I'm thinking right now, out of just a minute, that let's call on all the organizations, the private sectors, and let's call on government programs dealing with women, get them in a war room and have a program, because we're preaching one gospel. Let's have one program in partnership with all those private and public sector programs as a runner throughout the year. I believe that we can do. I'll start working on that and see what it bigger.
Really work on that. I'll try to do it myself on my side.
Yeah, I think that's very important, because who affected as women by challenges that we are faced. It's not only in August. We are faced 365 days a year. So it's important in the issue of umama speaker. Asiva lisonto lesibonge kakhulu for isikhathi sakho ma, not waste any more time, and I'm hoping kulama program le esiwakhulumile ukuthi sizosebenzisana ngawo and sizokwazi ukuthi siphumelele kuwona. I'll do the communication, I'll send it to umama once sisehlangene, and then ngibona ukuthi sihlanganisa kanjani.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Respect and surroundings. This was your young girl, umama speaker. I said Msunduzi Municipality and Ubalungile. highlighting the importance of women and issues we are faced with. KZN, we love you and we see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us.